Hello, boys. My name is Jaybur. Welcome back to Jayburs Footcast. I'm here with the person that looks like he's been kidnapped, Nathan,
I
and
haven't.
Chris, who's looked like he's put his finger in a plug socket.
Where's your Brighton shirt? Where's your Brighton shirt?
Okay, I've just told you.
We're
mate.
still waiting for that video, you prick.
I will research it this week. Okay, I will research it.
You have to wear a baseball cap or a hat or a woolly hat. Or you have to get a Brighton flag.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so today we are going to talk about the past weekend's shenanigans in the Premier League.
We're going to win the league.
We're going to also look ahead to this week's fixtures, and we're going to talk a little bit about the transfers, because there are some wild rumours flying about and some not so surprising deals being done. So let's as you can see in the thumbnail, let's talk about the trifecta of disaster that's happened this weekend. Not so much in Man City's case, but I tell you what, Newcastle were good on Sunday, weren't they?
I did say this, and obviously when we go to the transfers, we'll talk about Newcastle because I think everyone knows why it was just been popped up about an hour or 2 hours ago. But Newcastle's result is a good result, and I am very confident that they won't get top 4 this year, but they will get at least top 6.
How do you know they won't get top 4?
I just don't think they will get top 4. I think they will miss out.
To who?
I reckon.
What about Chelsea?
Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, and Tottenham.
Where's Liverpool and City?
I think Liverpool will get second still. I do reckon they will.
There's still what, 35 games to go, so anything can happen.
Oh yeah, no. This for all we know, Man United could finish second. You just don't know.
Talking of Man United,
21 is coming. 21 is coming.
Talking of Man United, what a win the other night! I mean, Liverpool were terrible.
No.
The midfield.
Not what a win. What a fucking performance.
It was a great performance.
The way they played, the way they passed Bruno, Sancho, all of them put in shift. Like, take Maguire and Shaw out. Look what happened. Yeah, and obviously Ronaldo wasn't in the team as well, which is fair enough, and that seemed to work. But the problem I see with that is Rashford is not good enough to start week in, week out. But he scored, yes, but he does that. But he's not good enough to start week in, week out as a striker. He's better on the wing. But the problem is, though, who do you take out? If we get Anthony,
I mean,
you're dropping Rashford. Like,
for me, I still think Ronaldo does need to leave. I think
he does
need to leave. He does.
No, I think he's someone who you can bring on. I know he's not going to be happy to sit on the bench, but he's someone. For example, like, who remembers Chicharito?
Yeah,
I do. Chicharito, yeah.
Yeah, comes off the bench, does a job. Ronaldo, I mean, he starts a couple of games, comes off the bench most of the time. Ronaldo could be that player. Like, change in form, change in tactics. Because if a team establishes how we're playing and they have a counter for it, you're like, all right, cool. Plan B.
I don't think any team will ever buy Ronaldo just to have him sit on the bench and be a super sub.
For me, I think what will happen is Ronaldo will be more of a bench player this season if he doesn't get sold, because he's still got 1 year left on his contract, and then he will go for free next year. He will get, if he does stay, he will get game time, like Carabao Cup game, FA Cup game. He will get more game time then than I feel in the Premier League.
No, he won't play in those cup games. He'll play in the finals. That's it.
I think he'll get more, to be honest, depending on how far Man United progress in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup when it starts in January.
Well, he could. There's rumours of him going to Borussia Dortmund, which makes sense, actually, on Borussia Dortmund's side, because, unfortunately, Sebastian Haller has been diagnosed with cancer, so he's going to be out. He's going to be out for months.
Ooh. And they've just signed him as well.
I know, it's really unlucky. We hope he gets well soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Speedy recovery.
But, even in the Bundesliga, do you think Ronaldo's going to start every game? I don't see him starting every game.
I mean, he won't start every game because of his age, but I think with his ability...
I think he will, if he does go to Borussia Dortmund, but there's a rumour saying he's been linked to Marseille as well, the French league.
Wow.
Can't see him doing that.
Oh, no, he'll probably go to the German league more, but if he was to go to the Bundesliga, he would do well. He will score goals for fun because, no offence to Germans or German football, it's not as competitive as the Premier League.
And we just had 99.9% of the German views on this channel go.
They switched off. I think he's right, though. I think with Germany, they produce a lot of good players that then get sold out to mainly English clubs, really, isn't it? That don't really cut the mustard in the Premier League. Look at Timo Werner. He's now scoring for fun again with RB Leipzig.
But do you not think that's mainly because of the way Chelsea play didn't accommodate to him? Because look at Sterling. He's struggling.
Yeah. I wouldn't say Sterling's struggling. I'll just say Sterling has been actually unlucky with not scoring. But I think
I think it's Chelsea's way of playing is holding a lot of players back, like Werner and Lukaku. Lukaku, yeah, don't get me wrong, is absolutely shit. But
he's not shit. He's not shit.
Right, let me finish.
Can we reduce the editing time here because I don't want to put bleeps in.
Sure. So yeah, Lukaku is absolutely shit.
You can't sit there and say Lukaku and Werner are rubbish players. I'm just using.
I didn't say they're rubbish.
Yeah, but you said a word, and we don't want to have Jason keep doing bleep.
He said shit.
Yeah, he said the S word.
So yeah,
basically, you can't say they're not great players because, they are good players. But when Werner first came to England, he actually said he didn't expect the Premier League to be as tough as it was.
Yes, but that's the point as well, because that's my point I was making. With Ronaldo, teams got to play to Ronaldo's strength to be good. Real Madrid did it for years. Benzema had to sacrifice loads of goals.
Yeah,
and look what he's doing now.
Yeah, I personally think Benzema will win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, I do.
He does deserve it.
He deserves it, yeah.
But that's the thing, though.
100%.
They sacrificed, like Ferguson, years ago, Ronaldo, when he was a youngster, realised the key to success, play to Ronaldo's strengths, cut out any issues in Ronaldo's game, which was literally the fact he doesn't track back. And literally, he doesn't do defensive work. If you want, as Ferguson said, if you want to win, you get players to work around him. And that's why United was so successful. Because when did you see Ronaldo doing a sprint from their goal line back to ours to block a shot?
True. Unfortunately, not being rude, Sir Alex Ferguson is no longer a Man United manager. But
True,
at the end of the day, Ten Hag is not going to base it around Ronaldo. We're not
talking about United. We're just talking from.
You just said about Ronaldo. You just said.
Yes, you missed my point. I said that's the key to victory with certain players, and certain players. Why some do well, and that's why Chelsea don't do well with certain strikers. Drogba played well to Chelsea's strengths. Other ones you've had since Drogba don't play well to Chelsea's play.
What about Diego Costa? What about Diego Costa?
He was good, but he wasn't outstanding.
But he wasn't. After Drogba, he was our next best striker.
Yeah, and would you take... All right, so out of all the strikers you've had, would you still take Costa? Out of all the ones you've had...
Besides Drogba?
No, bear in mind, count into consideration other teams they played for, their performances. So, for example, Werner at RB Leipzig, then and now. Lukaku, Inter, United, Everton, West Brom. Clearly, it's something about Chelsea's method of playing. Costa probably suited that role. The problem is, though, Chelsea have a very strict hold back, and then...
Park the bus.
Yeah. So literally, Chelsea have been doing that for years. They've never changed it. They may have little tweaks every now and again, but everything is revolving around that way of play.
At the end of the day, I do think Chelsea do have a number 9 striker kind of problem since at the end of the day, obviously with the Lukaku situation, yes, when he played against Arsenal, when we won 2-0, we played to his strengths. When we played against Villa, when we won 3-0, he scored 2 goals, we played to his strengths. And then we stopped playing to his strengths. Besides the fact that he did get injured, he did have COVID, and then he did that interview. So obviously the injury wasn't a bad injury to the point where he couldn't kick a ball again because he didn't break his leg or anything. COVID, we all know with the coronavirus situation, everyone's going to get it. It doesn't matter if you're as fit as a footballer or not. It doesn't matter. The interview probably didn't help him a lot, and I think him getting dropped all the time after the interview probably didn't help because
the interview was so unprofessional. If I was the Chelsea board, I'd be fining him a lot of money.
The thing is, you're forgetting though, he got fined a week's wages, and then
that's nothing to them.
But he brought the club, essentially the business, into disrepute with that interview.
At the end of the day, you are right. Chelsea didn't play to Werner's strengths. I will admit that. Chelsea didn't play to Lukaku's strengths, besides the first 2 games that they did. And at the end of the day, Chelsea do have a massive striker problem. And yes, you can bring Aubameyang in because he knows the Premier League. He is a good player, Aubameyang, and he did play with Tuchel at Dortmund. And then there's always this link with Anthony Gordon as well. 60 million, I think, is an absolute rip-off. I think Everton are smoking something, but
no, it's because Chelsea are absolutely delusional in this transfer market.
I think
it's not just Anthony Gordon, though, is it?
You're trying to sign what's his face from Leicester.
There is
I'm sorry. For Fofana, Leicester, I don't know what they are on, but 80 million for a 20-year-old. We don't want another Maguire. I was
just about to say they've done it before.
And you also want Maguire.
Yeah, no, that he's already Tuchel apparently already shut that down. He said I'd rather have Mason Mount in defence than Tuchel.
Chelsea still want to put a bid in for him. So Chelsea,
I do not want Harry Maguire. Although I do reckon if he did, which I know he won't, if he did come in, Tuchel will not have that.
That's the thing with Maguire. If you guys have him, he'll be perfect for you.
Do you know why? He'll come in and do well.
Do you know why he'll do well?
Why?
Because you play 5 at the back. England play the same formation,
that's
which
the problem.
Maguire hides. The other 2 do all the work. Maguire's there taking the credit because he does 1 or 2 clearances.
And then he'll have Koulibaly and Thiago Silva, who I think Thiago Silva is absolutely brilliant, by the way, for 37 years old. And I just think I don't want Maguire, and I think 80 million for Fofana is an absolute rip-off. I'm sorry.
Let's have a habit of ripping people off.
I know they do. Look at Maguire.
Well, we'll get on to transfers. We'll get on to transfers a little bit later.
Right, sorry, Jason. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, we'll get on to transfers a little bit later. But some of the weekend's results have been a bit, you've got Fulham that won. Shout out Ben Lawrence. You've had
Nathan Mercer.
Southampton beat Leicester. Leicester, what is going? They just scraped by Stockport County last night, and people are now think that Brendan Rodgers is on his way. Everton.
That's obviously you like to have all your best players.
Everton and Nottingham Forest drew. Arsenal, they're just. Did anyone see that Saliba goal?
No.
Yeah, I watched the game.
Chris. Watch the Saliba goal. The way he takes it is chef's kiss.
Who they play?
Bournemouth. Tottenham won as per Palace. I watched the game actually on
Why?
I've got a VPN.
Why? No. Why would you watch Palace?
Because they're brilliant at the moment. I've got a VPN, right, that lets me watch games in Canada. So if you get Peacock TV in Canada, right, it's a $5 to watch most Premier League games on a Saturday. Tip for you there.
But, by the way, guys, we're not sponsored, so...
We're not sponsored, no, but I'm just saying, right, the way Palace played...
Don't fast forward, we're not sponsored.
The way Palace played was... genuinely... We were brilliant. We the way Zaha and Eze were linking up, we're going to be a real threat this season. I'm not going to swear.
What's the relegation zone?
Chris.
Yes.
Shut up. Another team I hate to admit that are a real threat this season, despite selling two of their best players, is Brighton.
And that means you'll have to wear another Brighton shirt next year.
No, because I haven't made another bet this year because I'm not that stupid.
I think we should do a bet.
Shut
If
up.
Palace finish in a European spot,
What?
We have to wear a Palace shirt, me and Chris.
and we've got to sing "Glad" all over. But if Palace don't,
Right.
you have to wear a Brighton shirt and sing a Brighton song live on camera.
I'm not singing.
Just chant.
Okay.
See yours.
Like literally a Brighton song. We'll find a good one for you.
You mean act like a football hooligan in a Brighton shirt?
Yeah.
So
Like you do usually
is
then.
Is this the double war quits bet then?
Nathan, do you agree to it?
Yeah, if Palace finish in the European spot, I will buy a Crystal Palace shirt. I will go to Sellers Park Stadium and buy one myself from the Megastore.
Okay. I accept your offer of a
Clip
challenge.
Clip it.
I accept. I will clip this into a TikTok and pin it so I'm reminded of it every day. Because when we lose, I'll be miserable as hell. But
Good.
can you name me the only team in the Premier League this season not to have scored a goal so far?
Let me guess. They're forever blowing bubbles.
They're rock bottom. The only team on no points. -5 relegation.
The David Moyes effect.
West Ham won't get relegated this year. We all know that.
Listen to the bottom 5. Liverpool, Everton, Wolves, Leicester, West Ham. The top 5 are Arsenal, City, Leeds United, Spurs, and Brighton.
You know how sick that makes me hearing Spurs and Leeds are above.
6th to 10th is Newcastle, Fulham, Brentford, Palace, and Nottingham Forest. That's mad.
It's just a mad start. It's going to be a very weird season, and I think with the World Cup sort of pausing it has probably ruined it a little bit, but we'll see what happens when it starts again on Boxing Day. But it's going to be a very weird season.
Yeah.
I do think Man City will still win the league. I don't think they'll throw it away, but I think...
Do we not think this might be now a season where it might be between Arsenal and City?
No.
Arsenal. When Arsenal start going to Man City, when Arsenal play Man City, when Arsenal play Man United and Liverpool, they'll just, especially when they're away, I think they'll fold a little bit.
The thing is, I think Arsenal have the quality to beat the likes of United.
I mean, bear in mind, you can't really say quality when you buy him like a top team's bench warmers, like who literally you haven't got a strike,
isn't it? They've won every one of their games convincingly.
True, but
maybe not so convincingly against Palace, but you know.
No, I was convinced.
I'm not biased by any means, but it was
that was very convincing, that 2-0 victory.
No, but bear in mind, yes, they've done well. I'll give them credit. By all means, they've done really well. But I don't think they're strong enough. Like, plus, Arsenal get very overhyped, but you don't really show determination of like trying to push for the league when you're signing bench warmers. Yeah, it may have worked for now, but you sign a striker, for one, who couldn't even play in a team without a striker.
Yeah.
And then also a left back who... They've changed a right back into a left back because he wasn't good enough to hold the line.
Yeah, Arsenal will eventually lose, but for now they'll have their moment and stuff, and it is just a moment. And you do know, you should know that this is how you know the Premier League has started, because Arsenal are top of the league, and so are Tottenham, sort of.
Alphabetical, isn't it?
So
Arsenal.
Let's look ahead to the weekend's. To the weekend's fixtures. Right, there is no Friday or Monday night games this weekend because there are games next Tuesday and Wednesday as well. So
before the international break.
Yeah. So we've got Southampton United on Saturday, Brentford Everton, Brighton Leeds. Brighton should win that, shouldn't they? Really, unless Leeds have had the bounce from the Chelsea win, and they've probably got some zip about them again. Chelsea Leicester in the Brendan Rodgers derby. I mean, that's a game where Leicester could probably nick a point from that. I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna wanna prove something, aren't they?
Yeah, I'll put that down as 1-1.
Yeah. Liverpool Bournemouth. Liverpool, I reckon they're getting their first win of the season.
They have to win, Liverpool. They have to actually win because
I think that'll be a cricket score.
I've just seen the betting odds. Right. Liverpool 1-14 to win. The draw 10-1. So that's not bad. That's not bad.
I do see Liverpool winning because they're going to win, and yeah they should win. Liverpool.
If you want to bet on Bournemouth to win, it's 28-1. If this is the Premier League, lads, you might as well have
Nathan,
a flush.
do it.
Then the big one, Manchester City versus Palace. As we saw at last season at the Etihad, Palace turning over Man City 2-0. And then Arsenal Fulham is the evening game.
Derby.
I would say that's the big one, not City Palace. That's more like a walk in the park.
For Sunday, we've got Aston Villa v West Ham. That's going to be both teams.
I tell you one thing: if Gerrard does not win, there could be a little bit of trouble.
Yeah,
no, it's still a long way to go.
He and Brendan Rodgers are under a lot of pressure at the moment. And I saw something earlier like there's already betting odds for who's going to replace Brendan Rodgers, which I personally think is hugely disrespectful. Apparently, Poch's name's being bandied about as well.
He's so overhyped, big time.
Wolves against Newcastle.
Newcastle
Sunday.
win that.
Sunday's games are a bit dead, aren't they? Like Wolves against Newcastle, and then Forest against Spurs. But Spurs are going to win that.
I hope not. I really hope Forest to win.
So, on Tuesday we've got Palace Brentford.
If don't play Lyle Taylor, then Forest should win.
I will say one thing with the Monday night's result. I think Liverpool were quite shocked how Man United turned up.
Man United were very good.
Oh, Man United turned up
well.
that night. But that has to kick on. But
yeah,
I mean, to be fair, if they can carry on playing like Ten Hag is a very, very good manager. I mean, bear in mind,
he's brilliant.
After that performance against Brentford, any other manager would be like, you know what, go off, enjoy your day off, come back, start fresh. He was like, no, you lot training now.
Yeah, he called him into training the next day, didn't he?
And guess what he did?
Very good. He made them run. Didn't he?
Yeah, because he checked the stats on how much Brighton ran more than United, and he made United run more than that. He said, if they're doing that to you, we need to be better, and you need to be better. And to be fair, it worked. Look at the way we played. That's like one of the best performances I've seen in nearly 10 years.
Very good performance. They did play very well.
I'm not just saying that because we beat Liverpool, but it's the fact that we were all over them. We were passing the movement, the link up. Like, take Maguire out of the team, replace him with a 5'9" Argentinian. I absolutely love it. Varane
take Maguire and Ronaldo out of the team, and then you'll be fine, I think. You
watch your dirty whore mouth.
I think Varane and Martinez were very good.
They're a partnership I would love to see because, the fact, both of them talk. Martinez is known for talking to his partner, which is perfect. It's like Rio and Vidic.
Yeah.
Where them two would talk to each other the whole time. Martinez, do you know what his nickname in Ajax was?
The Butcher.
A Butcher of Amsterdam. That's what I love to see. And the fact that, what's it called? He walked past Salah, barged him, and I was like, you know what? I love it. I'm a huge fan. But let's also not forget, we've got to clip this bit. Ronaldo ignoring Jamie Carragher.
That was
shaking.
Funny. That was funny.
That proves there is still rivalry in football.
The
fact that
So it's massive for United.
Exactly, because you don't want to go shaking the other team's legend's hand. You're like, No, I'm a United player. If I do that, I'm going to look like a bit of an idiot. And I guess some people be like, "Oh, it's rude," but it's like I'd rather he ignore Jamie Carragher. Like, you know what? It makes good TV. Plus, he's interacting with United legends. It's not like he's ignoring everyone. He spoke to United legends. He didn't say hi to the reporter either.
I know. I'm sure it's not because he. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Also, Virgil van Dijk had a terrible game.
Yeah, that's not important. He got outplayed.
Do we not
Let's just admit that.
Do we not think that Van Dijk is getting found out a little bit? There were rumblings at the end of last season that he was not as good as he once was.
I don't think it's that. I think it could be the fact. Bear in mind, he's on a lot less money than a lot of other players who are not as good. I mean, bear in mind, think of this right. Mo Salah, Liverpool broke their own transfer budget rule.
Yeah.
Just to sign him on, but they won't do that with anybody else.
The thing is with Virgil van Dijk, Michael Ballack did an interview a couple of years ago, and he said the reason people think Virgil van Dijk is so good is because he actually said there's no Didier Drogba no more. There's no Ronaldo was not the young player he was back then. He's still a quality player, but imagine Ronaldo back when he was first at United.
Sorry, no. I'm stripping what you said. I'm stripping what you said away. No, because you mentioned strikers like Drogba. He is nowhere near the levels of an Eric Cantona, a Wayne Rooney, even Robin Van Persie.
He was as good as Wayne Rooney and Van Persie. Where are you going from?
You are
actually going on something?
Rooney is one of the. Rooney is one of the.
You think Van Persie was better? You think Van Persie was better than Drogba?
Yeah,
I disagree with that.
Wow.
Wholeheartedly disagree with that.
Wow.
To be fair, Van Persie, the way he changed his game to come when he came to. All right, but Rooney though. I definitely disagree with you there. I'll give you Van Persie.
I never even mentioned Rooney. I was actually going to say because Rooney and Rooney, Drogba, all them players don't play no more. So yeah, people will think he's good.
Rooney's better than Drogba though. Just saying.
I wouldn't say that.
Manchester United. All right, even Drogba, a striker, Frank Lampard, a midfielder, beat him in goals.
So, wow, a midfielder that has been there longer for a couple of years more than Drogba.
Same seasons. As they were there, Lampard got more goals than him.
That doesn't.
What?
But I don't know where you think. I cannot believe you said Van Persie is better than Drogba.
I just said I'll give you that one.
No, you just went back. Now you've gone back on it.
No, I literally said to you after I finished talking about that. I said, all right, I'll give you that one, didn't I, Jay?
Yeah, I mean,
I could sit there and say Rashford will never be as good as Wayne Rooney and Drogba put together.
He won't.
Well, fuck me, you finally agree with something then.
Rashford shit.
No, don't say Rashford. You can't say Rashford shit.
He's 24, 25. Should be his peak.
He's just not the player he was.
He walks around with a stroppy face. Yeah, he scored one goal and he played well, but can he do it that whole season?
I think it's incredibly unfair to say that Rashford is crap. I think he's
not that. I think he's been crap for the last 2-3 seasons.
But he's suffering with his confidence. That's what it looks like to me.
He's getting paid half, was it 200 or 300,000 pounds a week? You're telling me you can't be confident when you earn that much money, and other people.
It doesn't matter about the money if you're on the pitch and you're not scoring, as an attacking winger that he is, right? And you're not scoring. Some of the shots he's had have been dreadful. Right, but if you stack all of that up, right, it plays on the mind.
May I not remind you?
We've seen it time and time again with players.
Towards the end of last season, he had a 60-40 sort of challenge between the keeper. The ball dropped towards him. That's what I say 60-40 because the ball's closer to him.
Yeah.
All he needed to do is jog through it, and he would have got it. He just stood there. I can't be bothered and walked away.
Well. I disagree with you there, to be honest.
Did you not see that?
I did, but I disagree with you. I think he's still got a lot to give to any team.
I think he's got a lot to prove. I think this season and next, he has a lot to prove for the last few years.
I think anybody in this first part of the season has a lot to prove because we've got the World Cup coming up And
not even that. Like literally, Rashford has got the whole team.
Sancho.
Even Sancho's one of our best players last season. He didn't get a look in at first because Solskjaer wasn't playing him. What do you say, Joe?
I said I can't deny that he was one of the best players for United last season. I just think,
because bear in mind, that was his first season in the fully in the Premier League because he never really played for City. His first season in a whole new league in a different country to what he's used to. Yeah, he didn't start off well, but he never got a chance, and he got played in the wrong position. He's a right wing, getting played on the left, but now he's doing well on the left. To be credit to him. But there again, if we sign Anthony, I think I'd rather play Anthony than Rashford at the moment until Rashford proves what he can do. Which I know if he carries on pushing himself, he can do well.
I mean, Man United, if they're going to go for everything this season, they are going to need players like Rashford, Anthony, Sancho, all these other, especially Casemiro as well. His presence is going to be needed.
Oh, lovely signing. But to be fair, I agree and disagree with people because, yes, I think Casemiro is a great sign. It's not a player we need. But I wish we signed him a couple of years earlier. Yeah. And I wish he was young. I wish we signed someone younger as well. But we got since we got Casemiro now, we've got to stop playing McFred. That has got to go. I'm going to sound like an Arsenal fan right now. That's got to go, blood.
It's time to go.
Literally, them two have got to be bench warmers. Not even. They should only play in the first rounds of cups and come off the bench if we're 4 or 5-0 up.
Well, they're squad rotation plays. They're going to be played in games. Like if you're in the Europa League and you've got like the last 2 group games which you're already through, they're going to be played. The same as like Rashford, he's going to be played during the Carabao Cup, or if Anthony needs to be rested, it's the same. I think what Man United are going for is a team with lots of depth that they can just rotate in these games,
which we haven't really got before. Like now,
yeah,
we're signing good players. Like look at bloody Salah Monday.
Yeah, he looks leggy.
I mean, the fact that Salah, what was it? Our new left back had him in his pocket. Malacia, I can't remember his name. I mean, the thing with this way, the only seasons Salah has got good stats against United are when he's playing as Luke Shaw.
Yeah, Luke Shaw will just be a bench warmer, and he will get Carabao Cup games and that, and the odd Europa League game if you're through in the group, depending on how your group goes. These kind of players like McFred, Shaw, they will get game time in Carabao Cup games and stuff like that.
I hope after this win, Ten Hag sticks to his guns, doesn't bring back Maguire, doesn't bring back Shaw, like for the league games. Because the league is what we need to focus on. Yeah, we can win a cup, will be nice. But I'd rather have a good, strong league position.
Yeah.
And maybe win the Europa, if that's possible.
I think it is possible for United. United, on paper, have one of the best teams in the Premier League.
But there again, we still got Arsenal in the Europa as well, who are doing quite well, as you said earlier.
It's always in the Europa League. It's always the teams that you wouldn't expect to be the hardest to beat. I mean, look at, who was it, Frankfurt last year? That won it. Anyway, talking of the transfer window, Leicester have rejected a third bid for Wesley Fofana from Chelsea. Chelsea are prepared to pay 60 million for Anthony Gordon.
Honestly,
that is preposterous, and I don't think, right, it's all Chelsea chucking money at everything, right? I think some of these clubs like Leicester, Leicester, Everton are whacking these prices on these players. They're starting to call it the Premier League tax. I think
an
it's
English player
preposterous. It is preposterous
Right,
that
honestly,
Anthony Gordon is priced at 60 million.
Yeah.
It's
Honestly, right,
awful.
English player
Anthony
tax.
Gordon is, you've got to take into consideration that we've discussed loads of times on the podcast before.
And he's ginger.
Yes, he's a good player. Yes, he is a good player. He's not a rubbish player. He is a good player. But you got to think also he is English, as they always say.
That's what I just said.
He's had a good half season.
Exactly. He's not even worth 30 million, Anthony Gordon.
Yeah.
And honestly, he is 21, so he is young, and he will, if he does stay at Everton, which obviously there's rumours saying that he doesn't want to, he wants to go to Chelsea, because he probably wants Champions League football where he's guaranteed that this season. He's obviously, Premier League, no, Chelsea won't win the Premier League this year. We all know that. This is a massive rebuild for Chelsea, so we are years away from the Premier League. But at the end of the day, Everton are obviously thinking, well, we've sold Richarlison for 60 million. If we can get Anthony Gordon for 60 million, that's 120 million sold. But again, Everton and Frank Lampard are in a situation where they can't, because Everton are building a new stadium and they have to fund that, because Liverpool Council have said you're funding, you want a new stadium, you've got it, there's no turning back. So you've got to fund for this new stadium.
Well, one thing
Everton
that could happen as a result of that, I'm reading. So if, for instance, Chelsea were to get Anthony Gordon, that would then open up Christian Pulisic to go to Man United on loan.
No. Pulisic,
I don't want that. I mean, Pulisic is someone, like, he's a good player, too injury prone. I don't think we'll do well at United.
No.
And I feel like it'll just be like a Falcao. You know, he didn't get signed from Chelsea, but he went from United to Chelsea and failed both loans. So, nah.
He's the USA captain as well, and he's going to want to get a lot of game time before the World Cup. So I think he might be itching for a move, or trying to, really force his way into the Chelsea team.
No, there's so many rumours going around that 9 players are going to leave Chelsea this window anyway.
Yeah.
There was also rumours about United again, like a whole new back, and we've only signed, 4 players now, and we've only let go those who are out of contract. We've not actually sold anyone. I mean, look at Martial. He shouldn't even be in the team. He shouldn't even be in the club. He's been there for 7 seasons, and it's like we're waiting for him to get good. It's like we're waiting for you to reach your FIFA potential.
It's a bit tight with him, isn't it? He's not really been used as much because he's not been that great, has he?
The problem is, though, do you know when you bring in a striker, like a good striker, to bring in to challenge your places?
Yeah.
Watch every single season. Martial, there's a new striker. Every season he drops. Ibrahimovic dropped. Lukaku dropped. What was it? Even Odion Igalo. He dropped.
I'll keep forgetting he played for you lot.
Don't remind me.
All right, you lot.
He scored like a handful of goals in low games. Like, bear in mind, that sums up how bad our transfer business has been.
That's what he's brought in for.
Yeah, because the fact Martial couldn't do a job. It goes back to that old saying, Martial can't do a job. He has a good pre-season, but it's like pre-season Pirlo, who's at Fulham now.
Pre-season Pirlo.
Exactly. He's literally like that. Pre-season Pele.
So, Southampton and Bournemouth are interested in signing Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who spent the second half of last season on loan at Roma. That's interesting. He has now entered the final year of his contract at the Emirates, so it might be a case of, do Arsenal want to renew his contract? If not, they better sell him quick so they can get at least some money for him.
They should let him go.
Man United's pursuit of De Jong is as good as over. We all knew that. Anthony wants to come to Man United. Man United are still looking at Cody Gakpo. Nicolas Pepe could be going to Nice on loan.
Good move. He's rubbish at Arsenal.
Harry Winks could be going to Sampdoria. Here's a big one. West Ham could be getting Lucas Paqueta for 40 million. Lucas Paqueta to West Ham. But of course, one thing that broke a few hours ago is that Newcastle are now in for Alexander Isak.
Yeah, I wanted Isak as well. I think he's a quality player.
He's brilliant. He's at Real Sociedad at the moment. They might get him for 58 million, which would be a steal, to be honest, because he's got so much potential.
Yeah.
They should do it.
But they've also bidded, apparently, for Watford's João Pedro.
Silly move.
João Pedro.
To be honest, obviously these transfers are just crazy. Like, there's certain things I didn't think would happen. I didn't think Sterling would ever come to Chelsea.
Yeah.
I didn't think Chelsea would ever be linked with Maguire. Like, I don't know where that's come from. I think this transfer window is just crazy. I mean, it is a good transfer window, but you just think it's just a crazy one. Like, there's deadline day will be interesting, especially certain clubs like Man United. I reckon Man United will be busy on deadline day. I even reckon Chelsea will be busy on deadline day. I do see it being a very interesting end to the transfer window.
I don't think he'll come to Man United now.
Who?
De Jong.
Frankie De Jong.
The thing is, I do, in a weird way, I do feel for Man United because there's rumours saying, well, no, I don't feel sorry for Man United, but I do feel sorry for Ten Hag because he really wants De Jong, but De Jong, but he said if he was to come to a Premier League team, he'd want to come to Chelsea, which, not being rude.
When did he say that?
He didn't say that. He'd choose Chelsea over Man United.
When did he say that?
It said on Sky Sports News he chose Chelsea over Man United.
If he chose Chelsea over United, he would be at Chelsea right now.
But Chelsea don't want him.
You were trying to get him.
But I don't want him, and I think Chelsea realised that it's not worth the money. Like, I'd rather give Gallagher a chance to. I think Gallagher had a decent game against Leeds. I thought Gallagher
was shocking against Leeds.
I thought he was actually all right. But then, to be honest,
quick question: why on earth against Leeds did you play Ruben Loftus bloody cheek?
Well, he did have a good game against Tottenham.
He's crap.
Oh yeah,
how old is he now? He's in his he's 26, 27 or a bit older. Literally, his best time playing football was not for Chelsea. It was for Fulham and Palace.
To be honest,
not Fulham.
I really do think Mendy should be benched as well.
Really?
You serious?
Mendy, I think he deserves to at least be benched.
What, one mistake?
He's made a few mistakes last season as well.
Yeah, but goalkeeping, you're going to make mistakes. Look how many mistakes your midfielders made. How many how many missed passes has your midfield made in the last season or two?
Yeah, but...
they make mistakes. Doesn't lead to a goal.
Mendy's mistake was just the worst, honestly.
Yeah, bear in mind, think of it this way. A goalkeeper makes a mistake, leads to a goal. A midfielder, striker, defender make a mistake, it could be saved.
I don't know. I just think certain things. I think Gallagher is not a CDM. I don't know why Tuchel played him in that CDM role, but
that's stupid for him to.
Gallagher's more attacking. He likes to play centre middle.
He's a box to box.
But I mean, Gallagher will get game time. It's been proven that he will. But
he's hemorrhaging potential sitting on the bench though at Chelsea.
And that's the only thing.
I send him back to Palace or I send him to Everton.
I don't want Gallagher to go out on loan, and I don't think we should sell him because I think we need him. But you can't play him in the CDM role. He ain't Kante. That's for one person. That's Kante or Jorginho. I think obviously Kovacic being injured didn't help. So you could have played Jorginho in the CDM with Gallagher and Kovacic there. I think there was a way, but with Kovacic injured and Kante injured, again, Kante's injury prone, so...
There again, that's because you haven't got a striker as well, so Kai Havertz got to go in the forward role.
I know, Kai Havertz is a good player. Like, he is a very good player, Kai Havertz, but he's just not a number 9. He might have done it in Germany, but we have quite a few massive problems, and this is why...
A Jesus would have suited you guys.
I think Jesus would have been quality. I personally think Chelsea should have gone for someone like maybe a Aubameyang, But I would have taken.
He doesn't suit Chelsea's role, though.
I don't know.
That's what I was saying earlier. That certain players don't fit the Chelsea mould. Like Sterling so far doesn't.
I think the only two players that sort of do is Reece James is quality. Reece James is absolutely out of this world.
No, he's not that good. He's good, but he's
not good.
No, I said he's good, but he's not that good. I mean, bear in mind, I'd take a 30-year-old Kyle Walker over Reece James.
Oh, yeah, Kyle Walker.
Wow, that's a big call.
But Reece James can get you goals. He's better than Trent Reece James.
No, I'd take Kieran Trippier over Reece James.
But
Kieran Trippier can get you goals.
Over Reece James.
Reece James absolutely ripped you lot at Old Trafford last season. He bossed it.
Well, that's nice. We were absolutely crap last season. So do you want to try again?
Are you better this season after one win?
We've got one win. We've not played you yet.
Yeah, but you're acting like, oh yeah, we were crap last season, but you're not even great this season so far.
I'm not saying that. I said we were crap last season, which we were. The only two players that showed up last season was Ronaldo and De Gea. You can't say Reece James bossed us when we were fucking shit.
Your team still needs sorting out. I'm sorry.
I know it does. That's what we were saying earlier. You're going about Reece James. We're talking about Reece James. Reece James doesn't even get into like the top 3 Premier League right backs at this moment in time.
So who's better? Who's better than after
Kyle Walker, Joel Cancelo, who plays left and right back, Kieran Trippier. That's 3.
But I don't see where's your right back. Oh yeah, Wan-Bissaka. He's going to go back to Crystal Palace because he's a 50 million flop.
Diego Dalot, but he's not good. Diego Dalot is shit.
I think he's good. Rubbish. I think he's good. He's good, but he needs more game time.
How much more game time does he want? He's played for how many years? Like on and off.
There's no one else really out there because he does not want to play Wan-Bissaka.
Well, then sign someone.
Yes, well, that's 10 holes. Apparently, he's only been given 80 million.
Why are we talking about United's right backs? Why are we talking about Chelsea's?
I'm just saying, you are right. There are certain players that have not fitted into Chelsea mould yet. Sterling has played well at Chelsea, but he's not a striker, Sterling. I don't know why we're playing.
He's not played well at Chelsea. Bear in mind, Sterling is an aggressive attacking winger. You guys play sit back, then press.
I thought Sterling's played all right the first 3 games, but
yeah, all right. That's the thing. He played all right, but look at the way he's played for Liverpool and City over the years. He's aggressive down those wings. You guys are taking that away from him now and changing the way he plays.
Oh no, he should be a winger. He's not a striker. He should be a winger.
We're not talking about him being a striker. We're talking about him being a winger.
Yeah, I know. He should be a winger, not a striker.
Well,
yeah, he's not playing. He's playing as a false number 9, which is not good.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if you put him on the wing, it still won't suit him. That's why Pulisic is suffering from that. That's why he's been crap. Ziyech is it Ziyech as well?
Ziyech.
Yeah, it's like that's why they've failed in Chelsea because Chelsea do not play wingers. You play right midfielders, left midfielders, not wingers. Because bear in mind, they haven't got the freedom to push forward. They're told to get back, defend. Sterling's main goal. Go forward, knock the ball in, cross it in, try and cut and cross. Chelsea don't do that.
I don't know what would solve Chelsea's striker problems and attacking problems. You just don't know.
Changing the way you play.
But Tuchel's the manager, so each manager's different.
Tuchel's the manager, yeah, but Chelsea have been doing this way of play since Mourinho came in.
When Lampard was there, he played 4 at the back.
And he still played the same way.
It's still not going to change.
It's the Chelsea mentality. They may change the formation.
Conte, he played 5 at the back at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, if I could just bring it back here. Let's end the podcast on a very surprising rumour. Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest are in for highly rated midfielder Hossein Iowa. I'm sure.
I thought you said highly rated.
He's highly rated because Arsenal.
If he's linked to Palace, he's not.
Shut up. We're massive, mate.
Is that why we're taking a 50 million flop back?
Massive. It's only a flop at Man United. He was brilliant at Palace. Anyway.
For 1 season.
We only played him for 1 season. You nicked him after 1 season.
Exactly.
That's your fault. That's
I know.
Solskjaer's fault.
Stupid purchases. But yeah, sorry, carry on about this wing.
Yeah,
this
so
midfielder.
Palace, apparently, Patrick Vieira's really pursuing him now. I think if he came into the Palace side, it would just rejuvenate. He could fit in lovely. He could be the ideal replacement for Conor Gallagher, in my opinion. I know. Can you just imagine that little triangle in the middle? Cheick Doucouré, Eze, and Hossein Iowa.
To be honest, Vieira will do a very good job this season again. I reckon he will just do well, and he will get some signings in. Considering that he's obviously Gallagher was your player of the season last year, we all know that. But obviously, Chelsea won't let him go, and I do think he will have to be backed again, Vieira, with money. So instead of loan deals, it'll be money again. So, but Vieira has done a terrific job last season. He will keep Palace up this season again. We all know that Palace will survive with Vieira.
There you have it, lads. Anyway, if you enjoyed the podcast this week, please give this video a like. Chuck in a cheeky sub with the notification bell turned on if you would like to be notified of when a video goes live. So I've been Jaybur. This has been the Ginger Ninja Chris, and that's
the
been
Chris Murphy one.
Yeah, and that's been Nathan. That looks like he's been kidnapped. But we will see you all in the next one.